And this presentation is supposed to be about 6 minutes. He just did about 2 minutes of mine, so thanks. I don't know what to do now. We'll stand here and talk about whatever. So this is Poker Words. Again, my name's Jon Pendergrass. I am the CEO and founder and chief idea guy of BT Technologies, which is the holding company of Poker Words. Poker Words is a game, and like many other things with an idea that came up, the story is very simple. I'm a poker player. I'm a word game player. I do a lot of other things with my free time, but those two things take up a good bit of it. But the game playing was getting a little bit old, a little bit stale, a little bit tiresome. If you go to the website, it talks about it. The fact that we have poker night and it's the same guys kind of trading money back and forth over a period of months, and sometimes you win and sometimes you don't. And played different word games online and played with many different people, and it's always kind of the same thing. It's always the same words that get played in the same places. I still don't know what the word QI, and it's worth 33 points if you get the triple letter score, but I don't know what the word means, So I was having some conversations with a couple of guys and said, well, it's got to be something better we can do to get people together, to socialize, to spend time together, but then make the games more fun, and it's like, hey, I bet you I can beat you in this game of Words with Friends. And he goes like, no, you can't, and we didn't know how to track it anyway. So, as the conversation progressed is, why can't we bet on words? And that's where Poker Words came from. So it is very simply the building of words on playing cards. Instead of building hands, building a full house or a flush or a straight, you're building words. Each letter has a point value up in the top right corner, just like in the word games that you're used to. And then you bet it and you deal it just like you would poker. So if it's draw poker or stud or Omaha or Hold'em, it's dealt and it's bet with the same rules. It's a very simple concept. And for weeks and for months, having this thought process about doing this, it was all about having the game online. We're going to make this great app, and everybody's going to download the app, and it's going to do all these fantastic things. And we sat down with one of my team members, David Allen, and David said, why aren't we doing this as a home game? Bing, light goes off, right? And so this is what you see now. We're making poker night smarter. Oh, you see the game, beer's not included. You have to do that on your own. Right? So we sat down and we started developing it, and you can see this is the very first test pack of Poker Words. It's actually just a deck of cards with letters cut out and taped to it. Okay. Again, note the exquisite craftsmanship and the technical ability it took to make that game. We sat down and played the game for about 2 hours that night and found out, yes, it's very playable. And that was a really nice validation of the things that we did. Again, so here's the story. Okay, this is designed to get people together, to have fun, to do the things that you normally do with family game night, couples game night, even with the kids, with the guys, making poker night more fun. The interesting thing is on the first test session that we had 4 guys over here playing this game. Okay, and there was 4 women in the other room doing something completely different. It felt like back at the 3rd grade, school dance or whatever. The boys over here, the girls over there. So when we brought the two things together, though, and put the word games with the poker game, then those 4 people in each room became 8 people in the same room playing the same game. And we figured out that bringing these people together was just the very start of the process that we were looking to do. So the challenge was making word games more exciting and then making poker games a little bit more smarter. If you look at the website, it says like Scrabble but funner, because we're just that smart, right? So the concept right in the middle there, let people bet on word games, right? And then so grab some friends, get ready for some fun. Okay, so this is the not so subliminal advertising and shameless plug. PokerWordsGame.com, okay? And do you have that up, Jordan?
I can get it up.
Okay. PokerWordsGame.com went live at midnight last night, I think. We have exactly no orders yet, but it's coming. So if it's something that you want to take a look at, please go check out the website and see what you can do from an ordering standpoint. The great story, and Jordan really started talking about it right there at the end of his speech, which was the start of mine, was the fact that this is an idea that I had about a year ago. And the journey that we've taken has been very much in lockstep with the Venture Center and with 1 Million Cups. A lot of the people that I have been working with, including David and Mike Steele, have been people that I have networked with and have learned from through the Venture Center and through 1 Million Cups. So this has really been an idea that we have taken and run with a lot of the people that I see here in the room here that we've been talking to. So it's really been a journey that we've learned a lot of things, how to do them well, and then things of learning how not to do them. And that's as educational as anything. So there's the website you can see. Did Jordan, you just buy something?
About to.
That's exciting, right?
No, I'm not going to do it on here. I can't do that.
Yes, put your credit card number in, please. I promise it's a secure website. So.
I got my camera ready. Go ahead.
Yeah, tweet that out.
All right. I appreciate you putting that back up. If we can go back to the I guess the last slide there. Again, the shameless plug. All right. So what are our next steps? The first step that I thought we were going to do was absolutely the mobile version, the game app, and all the other things. That's coming in the very near future. Poker Words will be online. You'll be able to play it with your friends online, have the chat functionality and all the other fun stuff, so you can have that social connection there as well. We've got some advertising campaigns that are coming, as well as we're going to be doing some conventions. I'll be going to Chicago here in just a few weeks for the Chicago Toy and Game Show. It's a very exciting thing. It's one of the largest in the country, as I understand it. So Poker Words will hopefully be spreading the good word there very soon. There's a couple of new versions that are coming. Liar Words is coming down. It's actually going to be the board game version instead of just the deck of cards. Have some different rules and some tweaks to it. Again, have that poker, that exciting level of poker with bluffing and things like that, and that should be a pretty interesting version that we develop. And then Family Words is going to be for family game night. There's going to be a different version of the Poker Words cards that will focus less on wagering and more on math and spelling, and we're excited about that as well. And then the add-ons. Coming soon to a theater near you, there will be poker chips, poker felts, hats, all kinds of fun stuff. That's something that we're in the development process of as well. So at the end of the day, we want Poker Words to be everywhere, and that's really all I have. So questions?
Give it up for John. All right, John, since we're short on a mic today, I'm going to ask a few questions about back here. And then for those of you who have questions, please make sure and state your name and what you do. And we want to make sure that the camera can hear that. So who has the first question?
I feel like I'm 1,000 miles away from you guys now.
Hi, Joe Calhoun, Halsey Calhoun PC, patent lawyers. Is it really like do you have to know poker words, or is it just any sort of word in the English language? Is that what distinguishes poker words from family versions, et cetera?
It's any word. It's just like playing, we try not to use the other...
Scrabble with cards.
Yeah, we try not to use the names of the word games, but it's just like Scrabble or Words of Friends. So it's, I have 2 decks here that are unopened. They're available for purchase. There's another pack out in the car. We can show you. The Q is worth 10 points. The Z is worth 10 points. X is 8. So build your words and wager them. In the test games that we've had so far, most people have been betting primarily on the words that they have. So if they have quiz, they're very excited to bet that. But if they have cat, not so much. But a few times we have seen people really take the poker strategy and go all in or re-raise and bluff people off of their words. So it's been really cool.
Next question.
I'm going to come just a little closer here. So, David Woodbury, Link Cause CEO and serial entrepreneur. I saw up on your list of things that you're looking to do. Have you considered a crowdfunding campaign? I just looked up, there's a list of about 25 card games that have funded over $100K.
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably the second or third step that we're going to be looking at doing. So right now we're going to roll this out organically. We have invested not a ton of money, which is nice. But as we get into the second and third step in the mobile development and things like that, we're absolutely looking at a Kickstarter, or another crowdfunding campaign. I think to add on to that, what we're looking to do is to really develop a product and a story to tell, a history, so that when we get to the Kickstarter or other crowdfunding campaign, we'll have that backstory to be able to tell.
I'm Glenna Cook with Notamals. I can't help but be ornery. What's the liar part?
So the liar words is going to be the board game version. So if you look at Scrabble or Words with Friends, you've got the board where you play, and there's double words and there's triple words and things like that. Well, that's fun and exciting, but in that situation, we're just recreating what somebody else has done. So what we're going to be doing to add on to that is, if you're familiar with the game Liar's Dice. Right. Most people don't know the name Liar's Dice, but it was featured prominently in the second Pirates of the Caribbean movie, where they've got the cups and they're betting on basically dice and whatever. So we're going to be combining that with words. So you'll have your word in your hand that you will create, 10 points, 11 points, 12 points, and you'll be wagering that against other people's words on the board. So it's a game that involves a lot of bluffing, a lot of kind of strategy in the points that you bid there. So.
That's where the name comes from.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're excited about it.
You were putting liar words in there. This is interesting.
Next question. So, pricing, how did you come up with that? I still noticed it was $14, right?
Yeah, so in the testing process, we went and did a lot of surveying based on other games that are purchased in the same category. They range anywhere from $10 to $11 up to Cards Against Humanity is $25 and free shipping. So we looked at that range, and in the survey process came up with a range that people were comfortable with the game, and $14.99 it was. So.
Hey, John. Eric with WebJive. I noticed the deck's rather thick and more than the alphabet, so can you tell us a little bit about why this deck is as thick as it is? And
Absolutely. That's a good question. So, we try to do things originally, absolutely. In a normal playing card deck, there's 52 cards, but we're not normal, first of all. But second of all, we're doing things that are a little bit differently. But we did borrow from our friends at Scrabble. And in a game of Scrabble, there are 98 word tiles and 2 blanks. So in this deck of cards, there are 98 letter tiles and 2 blanks. So that's really representative. If anybody knows the backstory of Scrabble, how they came across with the number of tiles or number of letters that were involved in a game, they went and did research on a page of the New York Times and went through and added how many letters were used in that page on each given day over a certain period of time. They averaged it out, and that's where the letter distribution came from. So we borrowed that and said, there's 13 E's and there's 1 Q. You use E's a whole lot more than you use the letter Q.
Lee McAllister, ABC. Hey, John. It's a lot of fun. What concerns do you have about infringement on any of the big name guys? Do you have any fears that they might decide to come after you to protect their brands or make you change up at all?
Yeah, we've talked about patenting, trademark, that whole process, and the science versus the art of poker words is really what we're looking at. So poker's not original, word games aren't original, but the combination of the two is. So is it something that a Mattel or somebody can come in and say, hey, we have the same idea? Sure, absolutely. And with any game that you look at in our research, there's always that challenge of that being duplicated if it's successful. So what we're looking at doing is not only having it out there and having it out there first, but then doing it it in such a way that we bring the first value and bring some style to it as well. So could it happen? Sure, absolutely. But we're going to continue down the path of all the other things that we're doing to make the words part of the brand, whether it's poker words or family words or liar words.
Hey, John, Eric again. With that question, it got me thinking of a second question. Is there not something that's at least trademarkable or patentable here, and then maybe a licensing deal to Mattel for a lot of money? Thank you for the Shark Tank ideas. That's really where that comes from. And maybe a licensing deal for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and again, when we look at the steps 2, 3, and 4 down the road, I actually did a lot of research in watching Shark Tank, and there was another game on there, and this is actually where the idea of going to Chicago came from, was a Shark Tank episode. So we'll be open to those conversations. We'll be having them hopefully in Chicago, and then there's one we'll be going to in Springdale in March as well. So we're definitely open to those conversations and see if somebody wants to buy it, license it, pay us a lot of money to do that. Hey, I think my email's on there, so let us know how that conversation works.
Hey, John. Spencer, founder of Jones Innovative Medical Solutions. Just as far as like the gaming aspect, like does it, what do you see like the average, the ideal number of players? Like poker, you got to have at least like 6 to make it a long, fun
Sure.
game. Just can you talk a little bit about that aspect?
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we tested, not only in the number of cards, say, and Hold'em that you have in your hand to start with, but we tested it with from everywhere from 2 to 9 players, and it's really playable at any level of it. So if you look at playing Texas Hold'em, for example, in poker, the table starts with 9 people, but some of the most exciting pieces of Hold'em is when it's head-to-head. So the game translates really either way, from 2 to 9.
Any last questions? Awesome. So give it up for John. Thank you, John. Like we do with every single 1 Million Cups presenter, and John is probably prepared for this because he's been to so many 1 Million Cups, but what's the one thing we can do as a community to help poker words flourish?
Well, and I've already given the shameless plug, so I'm not going to go there. But really the idea behind the thought of poker words and what we're trying to accomplish and making game night more fun and things like that is getting people together. So talk about poker words. Even if you don't play poker words with your friends, get your friends together, have game night, have those things. If poker words comes up and you want to buy 10 or 20 decks to do that, that's great, right? But get your friends together. It's build a community of your friends and spending time together. It's just an extension of 1 Million Cups, and that if you get your friends together and have these conversations, good things come out of it. So spread the word.
Awesome. Thank you, John.